All right, hello everybody. My name is Mike. We are Runaway Parents. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, we are a camping channel. We do overland off-grid travel. You know, I like to bring quality products to our channel. Companies reach out to us all the time. There's a lot of things I turned absolutely down that I just really am not interested in. So far, I've built a pretty good relationship with OUPES. We've reviewed their 1200, their 1500, and now here's the 2400. I'll tell you one of the things I like about OUPES, man, they are constantly coming up with something. Also, I do want to make it clear that they did send a unit for review. I'm not getting paid. OUPES did not tell me what to say, nor have they ever. Thoughts and my views and my opinions are my own. All right, with that being said, let's get on into it. So when you open the box, you're gonna have your owner's manual right here, your AC adapter for charging through a wall outlet. You're also gonna have your Anderson port adapter to car charger and your Anderson port to MC4 connectors for charging solar. First impressions, man, looking at it. I have some other power stations that are practically the same size. You're looking at a 2400 watt inverter, a 2,232 watt hour battery. Let me put that into perspective for you. That is almost like 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries inside here. And the price point of these things, man, they are, like in the last year alone, they have come down so much in price. It used to be, you know, I could buy a 100 amp hour lithium battery and an inverter and an MPPT and build my own at-home power station to put out more than what they do for way cheaper. It's getting to where you can't do that anymore. I could not build an at-home power station to beat this one. You just can't do it. All right, right away, man, here's some of the things I like about it. You know, I'm a pretty big guy. I have big hands. The handles on the side of here, they are big, they are nice. I can get my hands in there real good. I really like that. Ergonomic form factor, feels very nice. This thing comes in at 45 pounds. And looking at the back of it, you got your AC port right there. You're gonna have your Anderson plug adapter for your solar input and your circuit breaker. Looking at the side of it, pass-through ventilation right here for your fans. Goes on through to the other side. Good cross ventilation. What you're gonna have on the front, you got 4 AC outlets, 120 volt, which we'll be testing output on that here in a minute. All right, you're gonna have your 12 volt cigarette lighter adapter right here. And it's rated at 10 amps. And you're gonna have your 2 barrel plugs, your DC button, AC button, and then your other DC button. This DC button right here will control your USB-A ports, which you have 4 of, and your USB-C ports, which you have 2. Now, that's one of my complaints on it. You know, you got 4 USB-A ports on it and only 2 USB-Cs. Well, myself, pretty much everything I use is USB-C. So I would prefer to see it actually if it had 4 USB-Cs and only 2 USB-As. We're getting there, we're getting closer. Companies are starting to finally figure that out, but I think they missed the ball on this one. But going on through here, we got your power button. So let me turn it off. This is one of the things I noticed. You know, after reviewing the 1200 and the 1500, when you turn this one on, silence. The 1200 and 1500, when you turn them on, the fans ramp up real loud. This one's totally silent. All right, when you turn your DC button on, it gives you your output watts, your hours, car, DC. You turn your AC button on. Right here, it's gonna tell you your pure sine wave, how many volts, 60 hertz. And there's your little fan button that the fan kicked on. And it's really, really quiet. And USB-A and USB-C when you push the DC button on this side on. And just like the 1200 and 1500, you have your IoT button. Touch that, that's gonna activate your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi. All right, so looking at the top right here, that's gonna be your QR code to scan for the OUPES app. All right, for your solar input, you're gonna have 12 to 80 volts, 800 watt max PV input, which I really do like that. AC charging it, you can charge it up to 1400 watts, and we will be trying that out. All right, and it does come with a 36-month warranty. All right, so let's test a few things out on it, okay? First, we're gonna try the AC charging abilities of it here. Get that plugged in there. All right, let's see what we got here. See if we can get anywhere near 800. We're at 280, 250, 370. We're at 670, 680. Fans are getting a little louder. Fans are really humming now. 1200, 1350, 1360, 1370. That's close enough. I think we can call that 1400. So that's a pass, that's a success on that. You do get your 1400 out of the AC charger. So some of the things that I like to test, and you know, like I said before, if you're gonna buy, and one of my other reviews on the 1500, I said, if you're gonna buy a power station, know what you're powering with it, know its limits. I'm not gonna bring it, I'm not gonna overload it. That's just not what I do. When I get a power station, I stay 2400 watts. I run things for that. We would use this, typically use case scenarios would be camping. One thing that I like a power station this size for, absolutely love it, is if I'm out in the yard doing stuff and I don't want to drag an extension cord out, take it with you. 2400 watts is going to run pretty much anything in your yard that you want to do. So in my shop, we're going to run a few things and see what it can run in a shop, things that I use. All right, so we're going to start off with this little 3-gallon compressor, little air compressor. All right, so we're going to turn our AC button on. No problem at all. That was easy for it there. That was no problem. All right, so moving on, we're gonna, a grinder. You know, like I was doing some work on my other shop, cutting some metal, some tin, and I didn't want to drag an extension cord because I didn't have power out there. I didn't want to drag an extension cord 180, 200 feet. So bring your power station out there. That's what I did with it. Easy. Come on, all this is light work. My Motabo saw. So we're gonna plug that in. Can it do it? Let's see what surge that puts it on. So it peaked at 1800 watts. Runs it no problem. Camping, if you want, running like a little induction heater, you can run it. I believe this is a 1500 watt heater. Turn it on max. $2,000 watts, falling back down to 18. It settled down on 1500. So it ran it up to 2000. You hear the fans kicked in, and the fan shut off immediately as soon as I turn this off. All right, so let's get my multimeter out. Let's see what these AC outlets are putting out. Are they putting out a true 120? 121.1. AC outlets put out 120. So there you have it. Of course, you have plenty of uses you can use this for. Around the yard, the shop, in the house, energy backup, you name it. Portability, nailed it, check. Really impressed with the OUPES power units, but there's one thing left we need to do. Let's take her outside and see how she does on solar. All right, so now we're outside. We're gonna get the OUPES solar panels, the 240 watt solar panels, hooked up to the unit. First off, I tried different configurations, trying to see how I can get my rigid panels to get enough to try to meet the 800 watts of this. It's kind of tough with that 80 volt limit. Let me show you here. These right here are 350 watt panels. I tried to do 2 of them, but I was 5 volts over the limit. I was 90.1, so that wouldn't work. You don't want to go over your volts on your MPPT limit because you'll take a chance of blowing up your MPPT and burning it up. And these are 400 watt bifacials. Couldn't do it with that either. I was like 15 volts over the limit on that. And I even tried it with my 200 watt panels. Could have done that, but I only have 2 of them, so I'd only be able to get 400. So with that being said, when you're playing with panels, trying to meet your volt limit and everything, get you a multimeter, hook them up, check them out, check the voltage before you ever plug them into your power station, because you will burn up a power station. You'll smoke it. So this is gonna be real simple here. Right here, we got the OUPES 240 watt panel. I like the panel. It's like a real rubbery texture, real rigid and solid. All right, these are rated for 240 watts, open circuit voltage of 24.6. So you can take 3 of these and put into that unit and get close. Anyway, so we're gonna get that plugged into the power station and let's just see what it's producing out here. So if we get out the glare here, if you can see that. All right, we're putting 183 out right now out of a 240 watt panel. I hope you can see that. There you go, we're getting 184, 83, 84 out of the OUPES 240 watt folding solar panels. That's really all I could do with the solar. That's the only panel I had. So as of right now, Exodus 2400 definitely has my thumbs up seal of approval. It's gonna make an excellent camping power station, small home backup, keep your refrigerator running, big uses for camping, working out in the yard. So if you're still here watching, thank y'all for watching this. I will leave links in the description, try to help you save a little bit of money on it. Go check it out. Thank y'all. We'll see you later.